Tonight is a big night, especially for you.
Brooklyn. Hi, I just had a question for you. Tonight is a big night for you, and I'm just wondering if you know how you're feeling about that.
Right. Well, I don't think T-Gainz is going to expect me to climb out that cage and retain my women's championship. So maybe...
T-Gainz is not going to take that championship from you. You hear me? Stay in the Killjoys!
Calm down. Let's not give it away. Let's not give it away.
We're done!
Brooklyn destroys T-Gainz. Don't worry. Tonight.
Soul of Pro Wrestling 225, Corey Constantine. Somebody help me off this thing.
Pro Wrestling 225 family, welcome to Unleashed and the finale of Locked and Loaded from Houma, Louisiana. I'm Spencer, alongside Landon.
I'm so excited.
And Corey Constantine is back tonight.
2 cage matches, not 1, but 2, Spencer.
A double steel cage main event episode of Unleashed tonight.
We make history tonight. The first time ever 2 women inside that steel cage here in Pro Wrestling 225, and it's all for the Pro Wrestling 225 Women's Championship.
That's right, Brooklyn Barrett, a killjoy.
That's right, a killjoy. This is a test put forth by us for Brooklyn Barrett. We have all been born in battle. Now it is her turn to see can she stay afloat on her own.
She has to put her championship on the line. No help from the Killjoys as she defends against the Pillars. T-Gainz tonight to kick off Unleashed. But you heard Corey Constantine a moment ago. There is not 1, but there are 2 steel cage matches to close out the year on Unleashed. Landon, it's an epic main event.
It's time for the culmination of the blood feud. 2 years in the making. Steve Anthony, Vordell Walker clash inside a steel cage in our main event.
I'm licking my chops for this one because I don't have to be in the steel cage with them because I already beat both of them. This is for second place as far as I'm concerned, but I'm going to be on the first row.
You don't want to miss it. You've got the best seat in the house. The main event of Locked and Loaded to cap off one hell of a year in Pro Wrestling 225. Let's get
Unleashed.
Okay, Houma, Louisiana. As you can see, we have our steel cage up now, so we are ready for some more wrestling this evening. Are you ready, Houma, Louisiana?
For the first time in Pro Wrestling 225 history, the Women's Championship will be defended inside a steel cage. The challenger is here representing the Pillars, T-Gainz Quadzilla, who originally won the championship from Brooklyn Barrett had it, some say, stolen from her at
Who says
Fright
that?
Night.
Who says that?
No high five for you.
This is the
Constantine.
second time. This is the second time tonight.
Well, you got involved in that championship match at Fright Night.
Why you gotta bring up old shit?
I'm sure T-Gainz doesn't forget.
T-Gainz in the shape of her career going into this cage match. One of the most important matches in the history of Pro Wrestling 225, the Women's Championship, to be decided in a deadly steel cage.
You think Houma has a favorite in this one?
Tell you what, T-Gainz has quickly become a fan favorite here in Pro Wrestling 225. The Pro Wrestling 225 family letting her know how much they appreciate everything she brings to the table. And this is going to be one hell of a contest.
Yeah.
And here comes the first two-time women's champion.
Let me handle this. I got this. She is the first two-time women's champion. She is the youngest women's champion, having won it the first time at 19 years of age. She has trained in Japan. She is like my little sister. She is scrappy. She is going to win Brooklyn Barrett.
Quite the introduction.
Corey, I know a thing or two about this.
With this contest being contested inside a steel cage. Oh! Yeah. Man, that's scary every time. With this championship match being held inside that steel cage, Corey Constantine, as he applauds his fellow Killjoy member.
Look at this. You see the way Brooklyn Barrett just looked up at that cage?
Well, so that's the question that I have for you, Corey. No Killjoy, no pillar. What is the game plan from inside the Killjoys locker room for Brooklyn Barrett to retain the title tonight?
I just told you, she is scrappy. She has youth on her side. She's brand new. She is very, very malleable. She trained in Japan. And worst case scenario, there's always a plan.
I'm not sure what plan B could be. These two are going to be locked inside that cage together.
I've also been in the steel cage, as you may recall, so I know a thing or two about how they work. I know a thing or two about when you may need to change your own game plan.
Win is by escape, pinfall, or submission, and it is for the Pro Wrestling 225 Women's Championship. Introducing first, the challenger. From Brooker, Florida, representing the Pillar, T-Gainz.
What that amateur forgot, 28-inch quads. That's a noteworthy accolade.
From Mobile, Alabama,
That's far from an amateur.
the Killjoys, she is your Pro Wrestling 225 Women's Champion, the Dog Prodigy, Brooklyn Barrett.
I can't imagine anyone gets within 5 feet of her with that spiky jacket.
What a moment, Spencer, Corey. We have the honor to sit ringside and call play-by-play for one of the most important matches in the history of Pro Wrestling 225. What? Okay, Corey Constantine. Want to get that jacket out of there, keep it safe.
Killjoy partner there in Brooklyn Barrett, but you're absolutely right, Landon. History making time in Pro Wrestling 225, ending the year here, locked and loaded. Women's Championship. Brooklyn Barrett defends against T-Gainz for the first time ever in a women's steel cage match in Pro Wrestling 225.
Palms are sweating, got goosebumps up and down the arms. This is what pro wrestling is all about. This stare down right here. Look at Barrett going for the escape.
Brooklyn Barrett immediately wanting to get out of that cage.
T-Gainz showing off that power here in the early stages.
That is her strong suit, but Barrett fights out of it. Ooh, goes low, but wait, T-Gainz catches her. Up top. Here you go.
Look at this.
Oh, no.
Brooklyn Barrett finds the escape. T-Gainz still on
Or
her
so
feet.
she thought. Right hand straight to the champion. Corey Constantine, I'm sure you know T-Gainz has this power and strength advantage. What does Brooklyn Barrett need to do to counter?
You have to worry about shifting her body to the right positions in order to counter whatever it is that T-Gainz may be going for. So she's going for something like a scoop slam. She's swivel her hips so she can slide her behind. Things of that nature is kind of what keeps Barrett in this fight.
Ooh, right now she's getting her face slammed into the mat. T-Gainz looks focused on regaining what she thinks is rightfully hers in the women's title. Kick out at 2 there from Brooklyn Barrett.
It's hard to take our eyes off this action, but I did peek over at Corey Constantine a second ago. He's taking notes, and he's looking very, very intently at this contest. Dare I say, you look a little bit nervous to me, Corey.
You dare. You dare, sir. No, I am not nervous. She is a champion for a reason.
Brooklyn Barrett, very impressive in these first few matches that we've seen in her Pro Wrestling 225 career. Already able to call herself a 2-time women's champion. Absolutely unheard of. Hook the leg here. T-Gainz could be new champion, only a 2.
T-Gainz is the one that challenged Brooklyn Barrett to this match, as she's got Barrett in that fireman's carry position and down into the mat below.
And look, Barrett tried to roll out of the ring to recover here. Absolutely nowhere to go. Looks like she's going up.
I'll say, only way to go is up, but T-Gainz is there to catch her. Dangerous position there in between the ropes and the cage itself.
Oh, man! Oh, the back of T-Gainz's skull just comes crashing off that cage. Oh, my God, and again.
Maybe part of Brooklyn Barrett's plan there. And suddenly, this has shifted.
I mean, just look at her grating the face.
T-Gainz face first into the chain link. Barrett the cover to retain her gold. No, a kick out of T-Gainz by 2.
Brooklyn Barrett, I think you had it scouted. Just absolutely sticking to the game plan here. And look at that incredible cover. Look at how she uses her body. She might be sacrificing some strength advantage, but I mean, the flexibility and the positioning. Incredibly impressive.
T-Gainz had the upper hand early.
And then what happened?
If you would let me finish my sentence. T-Gainz had the upper hand early, but Brooklyn Barrett has been in full control since the drop kick into the cage. And look at this. T-Gainz has no power advantage from the mat.
Trying to catch her breath here. Brooklyn Barrett, so aggressive. That's what separates her from the rest of the women's division. Look at these double knees.
Well, and I know that we talked about the youth of Brooklyn Barrett, but as she attempts to cover here, T-Gainz, no kick out at 2. You have to think that youth is balanced out by the mentorship that she's received underneath Lucha LaCora, Wes Horn, and Corey Constantine in the Killjoys.
Absolutely, that tutelage is second to none.
But T-Gainz able to get out of the way here. Using those quads there against the midsection. And now Brooklyn Barrett not where she wants to be. Oh, no!
Nowhere to go. She hit her in the side of the head met the side of the steel cage.
Absolute steel sandwich there for Brooklyn Barrett.
Another roll.
Going
She got in
through.
mind.
Look at the power. Oh my!
Cover on Barrett. That might be enough to win the women's title.
Kick out.
Oh, at the last moment. I thought that was it, Landon.
That was nasty.
I think Corey thought that was it too.
Offering encouragement. Sometimes when your head bounces off the canvas, you don't know exactly where you are. You have somebody else in your ear telling you to kick out. It helps you just be able to react.
T-Gainz has Barrett back up on her shoulders. Here we go, squatting the women's champion. But Barrett trying to fight out of it.
Might have just allowed Barrett. Oh my God! She just launched Barrett like a lawn dart over her head into the steel cage.
She's got this. She's got this.
I don't know how Barrett's
She's gonna learn to
standing
fight her
right
own
now.
battles.
Oh, face first. This thing is brutal.
Oh my God! And now Barrett's skull.
Corey, did Brooklyn plan for this?
How do you prepare for something like that with a cheese grater?
We told her it wasn't going to be easy, but this is a fight she's got to learn.
Well,
We've all been super battle tested.
And we know you and Lucha, as a matter of fact, shared the misery of a steel cage match together. I know Brooklyn learned a lot from you guys, but look at here. Oh, T-Gainz dropping Barrett with a power bomb, and she landed high on her back, maybe her neck there. This thing might be over as T-Gainz scurries to the cover.
She's all right.
To become champion, though, a kick out at 2.
She's scrappy. That's what I said earlier.
That continues to be true, Corey. You're absolutely right, but how much fight does she have left in her?
More than you think.
Look, we've been nothing but impressed with Brooklyn Barrett since she debuted in Pro Wrestling 225. But it really makes you wonder, does she even need the Killjoys? Does she even need Lucha Libre?
Not to fight all of her battles.
Well, I think as people were talking and thinking about this women's championship match, as Barrett, the face of T-Gainz, into the steel cage.
And I've felt this steel cage before we actually started this match, and it's not even smooth like a new champion. This steel cage has seen many faces, many bodies. It is coarse. And frankly, I would be surprised to see some color.
Barrett here to retain the gold. No, a kick out.
Just like I said, she's busted open right on her forehead slightly.
T-Gainz showing a little bit of signs of war here.
I think we all thought coming into this match that the two women being locked in the cage was an advantage for T-Gainz because it meant no killjoys. But I think Brooklyn Barrett learning under Constantine and Lakura might have been what evened it up.
I think this style of match leans into Brooklyn Barrett's strengths. She's absolutely ruthless between those ropes, and that's something I don't know if T-Gainz has quite reached that yet.
We're about to find out. A lot of people change when they see their own blood.
Oh!
She's gonna see more of it.
That could do it. Cover on T-Gainz. No, kick out at 2.
T-Gainz survives. This match continues.
She went face first into the steel, Corey.
I
still kicked
watched
out.
it shift at least a good foot at the top of the cage and all of the momentum moving forward.
Oh, and from the top.
Spinal tap.
Cover by Barrett. No, T-Gainz still kicks out.
What a war for the women's championship.
The further this match goes, the more we learn about these two women. Who has more in the tank? Who wants it more to be Pro Wrestling 225 Women's Champion?
Even if she doesn't want it more, Brooklyn wanted everyone like a trial by fire. She got a lot of criticism after the way she may or may not have won that match, whether or not she had.
Oh!
any kind, but nobody could help her escape that power slam from T-Gainz.
What a power slam for T-Gainz.
How about the resilience of Quadzilla bouncing back from the brutal steal? To have a moment here, she's got a chance against Brooklyn Barrett here to win the title. Can she capitalize?
She's got the support of the Pro Wrestling 225 family. T-Gainz going to the top.
Ooh. Oh no. Dangerous position here.
Let's see how this works. Nowhere for her to go. Be a maneuver. Stuck in the corner.
And look at the assist from the cage.
But T-Gainz catches her.
Barrett tries to go for that Frankensteiner. Oh, this is dangerous territory.
Come on, Brooklyn. Come on, Brooklyn.
Trying to grab onto that cage.
But T-Gainz has control. From the top. Down goes Barrett.
Squat
T-Gainz to win the Women's Championship.
What a match!
Here's your winner and your new Pro Wrestling 225 Women's Champion, T-Gainz.
After all the talk between the Killjoys and the Pillar, after all the interference, the ups and downs, two women stepped into a steel cage tonight and settled their differences 1-on-1. And tonight, T-Gainz proved she is at the top of the women's division in Pro Wrestling 225.
It's one of the damnedest things I've ever seen. Brooklyn Barrett and T-Gainz just made history.
Trial by fire.
The SEC champion, Braxton Hunter, and you're looking at a couple of pillars of Pro Wrestling 225. What a year it has been for both of them. But tonight belongs to T-Gainz. Quadzilla becomes a two-time women's champion by conquering Brooklyn Barrett inside the first ever women's steel cage match in PW225 history.
Still a lot of fight in the dog here. Brooklyn Barrett obviously disappointed. Corey Constantine in to assist the wounded former champion.
But you have to give all the credit in the world to Brooklyn Barrett. I understand that we didn't agree with how she maybe won the championship and all of that, but you have to respect the war she just went through inside that steel cage.
And she did it by herself. So much respect. What a match.
As we get you set for our main event of Locked and Loaded, we have breaking news. The results of the vote are in from the Pro Wrestling 225 family, and at Super Gold 9, Christian Blake will face Michael White in his return to Pro Wrestling 225.
The people have spoken. We are going to see Michael White back in Pro Wrestling 225. I don't know what to think. Good, bad, or indifferent. Michael White is back. Do not miss Super Gold. But Spencer, we still have a main event to get to tonight as Steve Anthony takes on Vordell Walker to settle it all inside
the steel cage. It is main event time on Pro Wrestling 225 Unleashed, and here at Locked and Loaded in Houma, Louisiana. We are about to see two Louisiana greats be locked and loaded inside that steel cage, Landon. It was in this building over a year ago where Vordell Walker had been taunting Steve Anthony to come out of retirement. Steve Anthony showed up to Houma, Louisiana and said, no, I'm not doing it. And what a ride it's been ever since.
Since 2001, my sights have been on wrestling, the very best competition that the sport has to order. When they talk about best in the South, it's always Vordell Walker and Steve Anthony. And for a very long time, that hasn't sat right with me. I need to know once and for all who the very best is. This video will find its way to you, and the answer I'm looking for is yes.
Yes, I did see the interview with Vordell Walker calling myself out, but just to be in that category with you, Vordell, man, it's a hell of an accomplishment, man, and you should feel great. So Vordell, my answer is no.
Oh my God, wait a minute. That's Steve Anthony.
I'm so happy that you found your sack and never let you come out of the house. If you've got any issue that you feel like you need to settle as a man, I'll be here October 28th right here in Houma.
After months, Vordell Walker has been pining for this match. We're about to see it. Vordell Walker turns over, lays an arm across Steve Anthony, and wins. Winner of Steve Anthony! Anthony and Walker brawling. Vordell and Steve Anthony eliminates Vordell Walker. Steve Anthony eliminates himself. Stop! Oh my God!
The only way to shut you up, the only way to stop this whole nonsense that you started is to beat you. One last time. Houma, Louisiana, November 30th. Locked and loaded. I need you to give me a wrestling ring with a 10-foot high steel cage around it. Vordell, all I need you to do is show up. And then the game's real simple after that. Beat me if you can. Survive if I let you.
There are some disagreements, there are some rivalries, there are some battles between two men in this sport that cannot be settled in a traditional match. They can't even be settled in wars that we've seen between these two in the past. Sometimes it can only be settled inside of a steel cage.
You
know what my favorite part about this match is? I beat both of them, and they're mad about that.
Corey Constantine with a special interest, you could call it, in this match. As we saw a year ago, the hooded figure that attacked both of these men revealed himself to be Mr. Constantine.
It got physical, I've got mental.
Listen to Houma, Louisiana. What?
Landon, whose ring announcement is longer? Steve Anthony's or Corey Constantine?
Depends on the night. Oh my God. Oh my God. Steve Anthony's bringing a couple toys.
You could probably just put him through the door, but what do I know? Remember I said mental, physical.
He's putting a little exclamation point on this match.
And I know you both noticed, coming from Alexis Windsor, there is no escape in this steel cage match. Pinfall or submission only.
These two are going to be locked in there like animals.
Corey, who does that give the advantage to, do you think?
I think it has to be Vordell.
Oh
He
my
doesn't have
God.
as much room to fly around, move around, use his agility. Vordell is known to be close combat individual.
We've seen the kind of damage that Steve Anthony can do with a table.
Steve Anthony taking the lock away.
What?
From our official out here.
What's he doing?
What does Steve Anthony have in mind here?
He's
Trying to lock it.
He's locking Vordell Walker in the cage.
And before you try something stupid, I'll knock the out of you tonight.
Don't worry about it. You're already stupid. You're in the match, not me.
Steve Anthony. Strong words to Corey Constantine.
Anthony wanted to make sure himself that Corey Constantine would not interfere.
He's already the idiot. Look. He's in the match, not me. He's gonna bleed, not me. I already beat both of them. I have nothing left.
Some people are fine using the door. Steve Anthony sending a message, climbing the cage to enter against Vordell Walker.
Absolutely no fear in this man. Who the hell do you know would climb up to the top of the cage and do some gyrations, stare into the face of Vordell Walker? Who the hell does that?
I don't know. I know myself pretty well.
Vordell trying to escape.
There is no escape. Oh!
And we are underway.
Oh no!
The ring record getting wrecked tonight.
Now Vordell has had enough.
Second guessing this whole steel cage thing, I think.
Oh, that was a little low, wasn't it?
No rules.
Oh my God!
You missed the part where he threw all the chairs in there?
Bouncing Vordell Walker off the cage.
Testing the limits. Oh, and again, Vordell trying to hang on.
Houma wants one more. They're gonna get it.
Oh my God!
Down goes Walker.
This thing has started fast and furious.
Keep your eyes on Anthony. He's super comfortable up there. And look at the distance.
What's wild is he called his shot before he did. He said crossbody and still hit it.
There is only
I appreciate
one
that level of game.
Steve Anthony, absolutely right. Corey Constantine, I know you got the upper hand in that triple threat match. Oh, I mean, that was as stiff a right hand as I've ever seen. But Corey, you know, you have to respect these two men, right? And what they're doing in this ring tonight.
Yes, absolutely. Respect. I respect them. That's why this is their problem, not mine. I'm more than happy to sit over here. Because again, like you started with the question, I already beat these guys.
Well, I'm really curious, why did you insert yourself into this picture in the first place?
Because they were the talk of the town. I leave for a little bit, I go to better myself, and immediately people forget all of the accolades that I had, all of the time that I spent, all of the miles that I traveled, and then it just went back to these two buffoons, who all they care about is they think that they're the best. And are they the best? I don't know. The record book might say otherwise.
I think, if you want to know what I think,
do I?
You never would have inserted yourself in the first place if they weren't the two best to do it in Louisiana.
I needed to remind them.
Well, and I hate to be, you know, sort of the reality check here for you, but here we are, main event, locked and loaded, last event of the year in Pro Wrestling 225. And they're in that cage together right now, settling who's the best.
Second best.
And you're sitting here with us, which I appreciate.
Oh! Now Steve Anthony tastes the metal. Coming to the other side. Oh, man.
And Vordell, just a smirk on his face. We were wondering coming into this match, the last time we saw these two men in this building, Vordell Walker threw a fireball in the eye of Steve Anthony. There is no limits to where these two will go.
Anthony able to, now they're just jockeying for position. Anthony's got the chair, throws it away. Double underhook, look at this! Innovative offense.
Now a kick out at 2. Corey, you obviously have experience in a steel cage match. What is the strategy when there's no escape? What is your goal if you're Steve Anthony or Vordell Walker right now?
You have to look directly at your opponent at this point. You have to think about there's no escape, so it doesn't matter. Level it up, step up your game, use the cage as your tag team partner, which these guys have been doing a fairly good job of doing, but it also narrows your focus. You're no longer worried about, can I escape, can I not escape? It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. You're singularly.
Oh!
He still found a way to use the table.
That table did not withstand being in that ring, but using it still as a weapon. Steve Anthony is nothing if not innovative.
We shall see.
I mean, that is a dangerous, dangerous instrument.
I'm gonna try to find a way to use it, Corey.
He did. He hit him in the throat with the legs.
He's got the wood set up there in the corner.
Huge top there from the exclamation point. Whips Vordell across. Wait. Looks like Vordell caught him.
Vordell
and now
able to
here we
catch
go,
his
other
breath.
side. Anthony hangs on. And a drop kick.
Vordell trying to catch his breath again. Anthony not going to afford him any time.
Count it out, Corey.
Nope.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Vordell's got him right where he wants him. Steve Anthony trying his best to fight out of it. And he does. He slips right out. What do you, I think there may have been a little poke of the eyes there. Anything goes. Do what you got to do to survive.
Epic main event here of Pro Wrestling 225 Unleashed. Be sure to subscribe. Oh my God!
Like a frisbee.
To the face.
You want to see more action like that?
There's no flat edges on that part. That is all rim and legs. He hurled it at his face like a frisbee. I've never seen that before.
I mean, these two men, I mean, they want to end each other's careers.
Who am I to stop them from having a good time?
It just seemed like Vordell Walker doesn't know when to quit. There's no line that Vordell Walker will not cross to get his hands on Steve Anthony. It's like nothing I've ever seen.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be happy until he puts Steve Anthony on the shelf permanently.
Vordell Walker has a reputation across the country for a reason, right? If you are in the women's camp, you better pack a breakfast, a lunch, a dinner, and a before bedtime snack.
Dangerous position here. Anthony's in trouble. No, he finds the block.
What you might not have seen is the smile that Vordell Walker had as he put those two chairs together because he had a sick idea.
That's just it. He's enjoying every moment of this, you have to think.
I don't think this was it, though.
Oh! I take it back. It doesn't look like he's enjoying that. Vordell Walker sent crashing through the chairs that he set up.
It's one of the greatest ever said. Flesh versus steel, steel wins every time.
Vordell Walker might be as broken as that chair is now.
Our senior official, DJ
That
Petrie.
chair has become Lieutenant Dan and ain't got no legs. These dudes just back on their feet somehow. Oh! On the cross beam, that was the cross beam. That wasn't just the regular rated fence.
Well, that could knock you out.
Absolutely.
Especially going at it at that speed.
Direct speed is a direct hit, rather.
Now what's Vordell thinking?
Oh, it looks like, yeah, you called it, Corey. It looks like hitting that cross beam has cut open Steve Anthony.
And just like I said, look at this. Look at the, I don't even know if it's a smile. It's disturbing, and I've been on the other end of that smile, and it usually means that you're in a very, very, very bad position.
He's proud of his works for sure.
Driving the point of his elbow into the cut.
Absolutely ruthless is the ring wrecker. Wrecking Steve Anthony.
It's all you, man. I'm not getting involved. You've got your hands full.
Look,
Look
you
at
can see it. You can
on the pronged bits at the end where it's cut off. He's pushing the cut directly. You can see that
see the blood.
The blood on the metal.
It's absolutely disgusting. And why?
Why not? You asked earlier, use the cage like a tag team party.
Well, and Corey, I have to imagine that when you start bleeding like that, it's almost like the timer has started. You only have so much time left.
There's that, but honestly, the worst part about it is that it does. You hear about it, but the blood does drip into your eyes. And myself, I have contacts. When blood got into my eyes, it then stained my contacts in the rest of the match. I couldn't see very well. Visibility drops drastically.
Anthony trying to battle through it, whipped across. Vordell Walker catches him. Look at this. Wait, Anthony on his feet. Ducks under. Back and forth they go here.
Like Steve Anthony was going for that German suplex. Vordell finds the escape. Anthony follows along, and look at that! European uppercut.
Takes Walker down.
Vordell got his bell rung, and now Anthony taking these deep, deep breaths, trying to recover.
He put everything he had behind that. That's Vordell Walker. He just knocked him flat on his ass.
Very, very few times have I seen Vordell knocked down like that. Ooh. I mean, this thing is hard hitting, man.
Vordell with that throat chop, taking the breath out of Anthony again. Anthony follows along. Where is he getting this?
Once you see the sight of your own blood, it changes you.
Oh, look at these two. It's like they're reading each other's minds.
I think they just want to hit the next one harder than they just got hit.
That's the motivation for sure. And they're just slamming into each other at this point. Neither man willing to give an inch.
Catches him. Oh!
Did he land on his feet?
Yeah.
How in the world?
Broke his fall with his hands.
Unbelievable agility from Steve Anthony.
How do you even think to do that?
Goes low with the kick.
Anthony. Oh my God!
For the win, Steve Anthony.
No! Come on! You're telling me that was 2?
2.9. And the main event.
But
the
it wasn't
Locked and Loaded
2.99, and it
continues.
certainly was not 3.
Oh, you're right, Corey. Vordell Walker has life in him yet. Oh, but look at this, Steve Anthony.
He's going back where he started the match.
Oh, come on.
He's the king of the 450.
No.
From the top rope, but too much time.
Oh, no! Oh, that was bad. Steve Anthony's hurt bad.
Such dangerous territory for these men to be in.
Could have called that one Waffle House. That was an omelet anytime.
It's almost as if the Pro Wrestling 225 family lost their collective breaths. Both men come crashing down to the mat. It looks like Vordell Walker did just as much damage to his own body.
This has been a fitting match between these two men. The history they've had together in this building.
But you had to know it would come to this. Vordell started all this by poking the hornet's nest, showing up at Steve Anthony's house, making things extra personal. And then, like you mentioned before, the fireball to the eyes Steve Anthony could not see for about 2 months.
There's only one way to settle this thing. This is a blood war. Vordell's got him up in the fireman's carry.
Oh, but Steve Anthony.
Oh!
Right on the shoulder.
Yeah, the power of Anthony is bringing him over for that suplex.
Steve Anthony's got the steel chair in his hand.
Is that the one good one?
Steel 2 ways.
It's about to be broken just like the rest of them. Chair shortage in Houma. See how many fans are standing up? Oh!
To the back.
Couldn't fit another fan in here with a crowbar.
Trying to block that one with his forearm slightly.
That's all he could do. Steve Anthony, listen, you said it earlier, he's having trouble seeing because of the blood running down his face.
Between that and the damage done to his eyes already,
Exactly.
it's a miracle he's hit anything.
But he's got Vordell Walker up against the ropes. When's the last time you've seen someone intentionally get into a striking match with Vordell Walker?
He only had a slight advantage, a slight window. He had to take advantage of it.
Anthony with cruel intentions. Setting up that chair in the corner.
It's time for Vordell to get some blood of his own.
Ooh. I wouldn't chop Vordell Walker for the same. Oh!
Ooh. Anthony's the one who gets his spine thrown into.
Whoa!
just as I say it, he gets out of the way, and Vordell Walker goes face first into the steel chair.
Suckered him in, did Anthony.
I heard a member of the Pro Wrestling 225 family out here say, that's payback, Vordell. And that's what so much of this has been about.
Oh yeah, you better believe Steve Anthony is not done getting his retribution on Vordell Walker.
The chair is stuck in the steel. You hit it so hard.
Unbelievable. Oh, ducks under. Just barely avoids the chair. Steve Anthony connects with the sidekick.
Jiggle the chin.
What did these two men have left?
Vordell trying to shake it off here, trying to get up to his feet. Anthony going back to the well. We saw this earlier. Vordell had it scouted. Now, Vordell's showing him.
Tiger Bomb.
Executed perfectly by the ring wrecker. And now it seems like Vordell Walker
Oh God.
is driving into a second gear here. And a kick out again at the last moment from Steve Anthony. This match continues.
See the way Anthony's head just bounced off the mat as he landed. I mean, absolutely brutal match.
Corey, the longer this match goes on, Oh, wait.
I recognize what this is.
We have seen this before.
This is absolutely uncalled for.
It's too far. You're gonna blind the man permanently.
There's no place for this.
Nope.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Steve Anthony narrowly avoids being blinded again.
And it's like he lit the fire inside Steve Anthony instead. Listen to this place come unglued. A third shot with the chair. Make it 4 straight to the back. Oh my God. Anthony laying into the ring wrecker.
Oh, he deserves it. Tried to blind the man.
I said he wouldn't be happy until he put Steve Anthony on the shelf permanently, but the exclamation point is not going to give him that chance.
Steve Anthony lining him up. Oh! The table just explodes. Steve Anthony just put the exclamation point on Vordell Walker.
No, he didn't. You saw him nodding. He's not satisfied yet.
These men are sick. I gotta say. I mean, they are just absolutely deranged.
I don't think I've ever been a bigger fan of either two of you than now seeing this performance.
That doesn't surprise me even a little bit when it comes to.
Crown him.
Oh! Just a sickening thud off that. That's a human body.
Vordell's not gonna be able to walk.
It almost appears like Steve Anthony isn't interested in
Ripping
winning
him
this
back up.
match.
One act of defiance from Vordell Walker.
Oh! Vordell Walker, to his credit, taking all this damage, refuses to stay down. Oh! What's it gonna take?
I don't know, but I have all night to continue watching this.
I mean, look at the welts.
I think we're
on
in
the
the
back
20s.
of Vordell
yeah, I
Walker.
think we're in the 20s.
Steve Anthony really winding up for this one. Oh,
good God.
How is Vordell Walker standing?
Neither of these men are going to walk away from this match the same. Oh my God, off the skull. That's got to be it.
The fans in these parts of the rec are exclaiming for the exclamation point one more time. Will this be the actual exclamation point?
You know, he's going to give the fans what they want. Oh, the double middle fingers from Vordell Walker as he takes another shot.
Broke his fingers.
Vordell Walker is practically limp here. Oh! Steve Anthony. Puts an exclamation point on Vordell Walker.
Finally, Steve Anthony has the validation, the vindication. The war is over, and Mr. Action stands tall.
Two of the very best to ever do it, not just in Pro Wrestling 225, but beyond. And they tore each other apart tonight. And like you said, an exclamation point has not just been put on this match, not just on this year in Pro Wrestling 225, but on this incredible, incredible rivalry as Steve Anthony comes out on top against Vordell Walker. Corey, what do these two men take away from something like this?
I think there's that sick level of mutual respect that was forcibly beaten into Vordell Walker. But you notice how Steve Anthony hasn't necessarily left. He hasn't been dismissive of him. But the biggest answer to your question is they left pieces of themselves in that ring.
Steve Anthony celebrating atop the cage will be a moment that our Pro Wrestling 225 fans remember forever. For Landon Corbin and for Corey Constantine, I'm Spencer Hunt. Thank you for joining us this year on Pro Wrestling 225 Unleashed. Join us in 2025 as we return to Plaquemine, Louisiana for Homecoming. We will see you next year, right back here on Pro Wrestling 225 Unleashed.